Sam Olson live a short time ago along the coast, talking about recovery efforts from yet another storm. Yesterday, I saw videos from Lewis and Auburn area that there was flooding there. It's been a wet stretch, so hopefully we can get some of this week to dry out, let that water go somewhere.
Another interesting stat is that we've had 3 top 10 all-time water levels in Portland this winter.
All this winter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because don't forget, when we broke the record, we had come in 3rd or 4th right before, the week before, and then we just got number 8 on Sunday. So wild. And you can see it. I didn't go down to the waterfront here, but I was in a spot that the water is there, but you don't think of it as a flooding spot, and it was coming up to a parking lot. You know where the Hannaford is in South Portland?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was like a couple
Oh.
feet maybe from there. It's crazy to just see what a king tide can do. A little bit of onshore shove. Today the winds are actually shoving the other way, northwest. They're very breezy though, 30 to 40 miles an hour still, and they were even windier earlier today. Wind advisory still in effect until 2 a.m. tonight or early tomorrow morning, depending on how you want to look at that. But it's going to stay breezy through the entire night, just to be clear. It's not just the first half of the evening where that wind advisory is in effect. Couple snow showers. Pictures from Washington County are showing me that there is snow flying, but it is not accumulating. Surface temperatures are too warm in the mid and upper 30s there. Tonight we drop down to right around freezing along the coast, about 28, 29 inland, and then some teens to around 20 into the mountains. It will feel colder than that though because of those northwest winds, which continue to be pretty frisky tonight, even through the first half of tomorrow. I think tomorrow's a nice day. We get into the mid and upper 40s, but it's still breezy through the first half of the day at least. Winds settle down in the afternoon a bit, it looks like, and then it's quiet tomorrow night. I think Wednesday's the best day of the week here. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, getting to around 50. Some late clouds move in, but it won't be until later in the afternoon. Nice to think about the fact that when I see 5, I don't have to forecast it being at night anymore, right? So you think about it, 6:30 or so is when the sun is going to set, and we're going to get some late clouds in there. And then a couple of rain snow showers come through on Thursday. But overall, this week is pretty quiet, and temperatures are fairly mild in the upper 40s to around 50. Even on Thursday, we're still mild, even though there's a chance for that rain or snow shower. And then we wait for our next system to move in. That's going to be Friday night into Saturday. That doesn't look like a blockbuster, but it's the most significant thing this week. And I think it starts as rain on Friday night. The question is, can we change over to snow late Friday night into Saturday? The European model is trying to do that by developing a low just over Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I would say it's going to be pretty hard for us to manufacture enough cold air to get snow all the way to the coast, maybe even the interior. So I would say right now, I'd say foothills and mountains. Again, not as big a deal, probably just a couple of inches of snow, and then the system moves out midday or so on Saturday, and another system moves in on Sunday afternoon that looks lighter. So our temperature profile is high. It's not until about my birthday, if you guys are running out of time to buy me something, about March 20th or so that we see some cooler temperatures. But remember, we're going to be into the time of year at that point where, say, the average high in Portland is, and I'm ballparking this, 43, okay? Mm-hmm. So even if you have a -8 anomaly, a -10 anomaly, you're still only in the low to mid 30s. And so it gets harder and harder to manufacture a true cold. I don't see any there. But I also don't see any more abuse for ski areas and, I'd say snowmobiling, but a lot of that has ended.
That's been the tricky part. At least the mountains are holding on to some of it.
Got something. I'll tell you, I think tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday afternoon, popular.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thanks.